It's time for action in the heavyweight division. Two-time Olympic wrestler Daniel Cormier puts his unblemished MMA record on the line against the double tough Devin Cole.
Referee Greg Franklin will oversee the scheduled 3 5-minute rounds.
Red, you ready? Blue, you ready? Let's go, gentlemen.
This heavyweight contest underway. The two touch gloves. Cole, plenty of KO power. 10 of his 18 wins coming via form of knockout. Cormier proving to be very well-rounded early in his career. His 6 wins comprising 3 knockouts and 3 submissions.
Cole really being wise by using that jab to set up the right hand to avoid that clinch. He's got to stay out of that thing.
He got nailed by a jab from Cormier.
We knew that was coming.
Yeah, I know our Strikeforce web designer knows how that kick feels. Inside leg kick from Cormier.
You know, it was a very good kick for a guy that's just been involved in MMA for a year and a half, coming from a wrestling background. You don't see it happen that fast.
Well, when you're with a camp called American Kickboxing Academy, something tells me you're going to learn a thing or two about that, as we say a very special hello and Happy New Year to all the brave men and women around the world watching on the American Forces Network. We hope you're enjoying Strikeforce Challengers. Thank you for everything that you do. Uppercut from Cormier jacks the jaw of Cole. Neither kick. And boy, just intercepting that overhand right from Cole, the push kick from Cormier.
Cormier using all different kinds of techniques that are very sophisticated. Oh!
Beautiful throw there by the Olympic wrestler right into side control.
Man, he's laying down an instructional right now.
You know, that was some sharp wrestling, man. He hit 2 inside trips, missed them both, and then boom, hit the lateral drop. That's some really cool transition stuff right there.
And Pat, talk a little bit more as he's looked like he's going for a guillotine here. Transitions in MMA, something that, you know, as we're enjoying a bigger audience tonight, what is exactly what are you talking about when you talk about transitions?
You know, the guys that can transition from punching to a takedown into the grappling, into the striking, back and forth, it all becomes one thing to them. It's no longer wrestling and kickboxing and boxing. It's fighting.
And you can see the superiority in the wrestling here early on as Cormier riding his back momentarily, now has the body lock.
You do not want to be here with Daniel Cormier, because if he gets his hips underneath you, you are going for a ride.
Well, speaking of transitions, though, to give Cole credit, he did stand back up from under Daniel Cormier.
Very
Absolutely.
good point. And he was also an All-American in Southern Oregon. And just like a lot of wrestlers, he missed the competition when his wrestling career ended. And, man, I think, you know, MMA was a godsend to wrestlers.
Yeah, everybody's got their highest level, their professional sport, except wrestlers. And then when MMA came along, all the wrestlers started salivating.
Come on, guys. Well, one thing, there was a lot of criticism in the last couple of months that wrestling was a boring style, was going to slow down MMA. But with guys like Daniel Cormier and even Devin Cole, that is not being true, because these guys are truly well-rounded at this point.
Stalemate in the stand-up right now. Short uppercut, elbow from Cole. Quick right hand from Cormier, closing the gap again. Giving up 3 inches in the reach advantage and just really wearing down this, you know, Cormier, the heavier guy, using his weight well here against the fence.
Yeah, but you know what? Look at Cole. You can see he's got some very good wrestling skills. He's dealing with an Olympian, 2-time Olympian. Cormier's tried several inside trips, tried several other things, and Cole's defended almost all of them.
Cole's got a 5-inch height advantage. I mean, physically bigger guy, but not the heavier of the 2 individuals. And Cormier continues to pin him up along the fence.
To follow up on what you said, Pat, Cole himself told us that his MMA wrestling was better than Cormier's.
Well, and you know, conceptually it may be. Obviously, pure wrestling, Cormier has much higher, a higher pedigree. But I tell you what, he's doing a great job in this fight.
Yeah, Cole is there and he's throwing.
Final minute, overhand right connects from Cormier, and Cole took it.
Kind of a slap.
Uppercut.
Right there, you saw the transition.
There's the head kick from Cormier, another kick. And in the final minute, Cormier beginning to really diversify his striking attack. Misses with the wild right.
One thing I like about Cormier is he's using head movement after the kicks.
Uppercut, man, Cole can take a punch. There's the trip takedown by Cormier, sending a message to the judges. Take
You can use it with the wrestling too, and Cormier did that. He changed levels, fake a takedown, hit some punches, back in on the legs, and back upstairs. He had Cole confused that whole time. It was beautiful.
10 seconds.
Final 10 seconds of a competitive opening round between a couple of, well, guys with wrestling backgrounds, Daniel Cormier and Devin Cole.
Great first round. I tell you what, there's Cormier. He tried the inside trip and then tried it again. The cage saved him, and then boom, big throw by Cormier. Great transitions, chaining things together. Cormier's got great striking. That barely missed the chin. That kind of hit the side of the head of Cole. Had that landed on the button, it might have been over. And you talk about wrestlers being able to kick. It takes a long time for him to learn. But I tell you what, he's pretty flexible for a big boy. Very fluent with his kicks. Nice to see downs, hitting uppercuts, hooks. Boom, back in, change levels again. Got the takedown. Cole was very confused at that point.
Corner him out, corner him out. Corner him out, corner him out. You ready? You ready? Let's go, gentlemen.
Cole, the most experienced fighter that Daniel Cormier has faced. Cormier saying he's ready for the next challenge. Getting it here tonight, another nice outside leg kick from Cormier, who again continues to show his evolution as a striker. And Pat, you raved about the fact that as a wrestler, this guy's taking a striking like a duck to water.
You can see he loves striking, and that's a cool thing. He understands that being a great wrestler makes him a dangerous striker already, because everybody's afraid of the takedown. Beautiful, beautiful wizard.
Sprawling. And you know, you talk about the first M in MMA. Well, Cormier definitely has the mixed in mixed martial arts now, continuing to control Cole. He's working that wizard. You can hear his corner, Bob Cook, telling him to keep that wizard tight.
I like how he was trying to pull a single, then he decided to let that go, got the upper body clinch, and then finally got Cole on his back. So he's really showing a mastery of transitions, an area that Devin Cole was a little bit leery about.
Peppering him with a series of right hands. Cole finally bringing his left hand up to block. Just being smothered by Cormier against the fence.
Yeah, you've got to put yourself in Devin Cole's position here. Imagine a guy that's as powerful as Cormier, and you can't understand how strong those guys are until they grab a hold of you. But you're pressed against a cheese grater. You know how much the chain link fence hurts on the back of your head when you've got a guy smashing you into it.
Now in full mount. Cole using the fence to try to launch himself up. Nicely done by Cole, but Cormier immediately goes on the attack again, sprawling out.
It was a great move by Cole, because up against the fence like that, he only had one place to roll. And of course, Daniel Cormier would have posted out and prevented it.
Yeah, Stephen, and I think that was experience coming out definitely there.
Oh, yeah. Side position, Cormier controlling Cole here in round number 2, nearing the 2-minute round mark of the middle stanza.
Side control, and it appears that Daniel Cormier is not very interested in submissions right now, mainly positional control and punches.
We should mention that only one of Cormier's 6 previous fights has gone into the second round, and that ended at the 3:39 mark at Challengers 3 in September of last year when he defeated Gary Frazier. Again, a much bigger challenge in terms of experience here in Devin Cole, but Cormier showcasing again the mixed and mixed martial arts. We've seen the wrestling, we've seen the top control, we've seen the striking.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to see from him here at this stage?
You know what? He's doing what he has to do. He's keeping pressure on Devin Cole. Not going to make a mistake and go for a submission and lose position. He's just going to keep wearing him out and punishing him. He's doing his job.
And he's worked Cole away from that fence to where Cole can't use that to spin around or to wall walk back up.
He might have learned something from that first roll, huh?
Only like 2 or 3 low kicks, and look at that leg.
There's a right hand right into the midsection of Devin Cole, trying to drive the wind out of the lungs there, now into north-south.
Oh, lots of options there.
And again, the scramble by Cole, but Cormier always one step ahead of him. Back into north-south position. Blisters the body with another shot. There's an elbow to the rib cage, and he continues to ride. Devin Cole here in round 2 puts the first hook in.
And Cole did a good job of dropping his hip right there right away. But one thing that you'll notice, and we'll see if they transition again, But I tell you what, Cormier's doing a great job of keeping all of his weight on Cole the whole time.
Looking for that rear naked choke. 3 wins via submission. One of them has been via RNC, the other due to strikes. So it's obviously a submission that Daniel Cormier has worked on a lot in the gym with Dave Camarillo, the proprietor of Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu. Final minute, 50 seconds now, and it's been all Daniel Cormier in round 2.
It's going to be very hard for him to get Devin Cole because Devin Cole understands how to control that top arm.
There we go. Work for that. There we go, Devin. Lock that in. Lock that in.
Devin going for a Kimura.
There we go.
Yeah, he's going to try and roll him through, but you can see Cormier dropping his hip, sinking the weight. I don't know if he's going to be able to get that on Cormier.
He's got the key lock. Cormier very controlled, not panicking whatsoever.
No, he looks like he's sitting around watching TV.
Final 10 seconds.
10 seconds, gentlemen.
Cole looking for the dramatic submission here, but it looks like time is going to expire in round number 2.
Cormier was all over Cole in the first round here. See Cole trying to hit a takedown, gets withered and dumped onto his knees by Cormier. Beautiful, powerful hips by Cormier. I can't imagine how powerful that kid is. Never had him grab me, don't want him to. And then here, that's experience right there. Walking up the cage and getting himself out of a horrible position. Cole did a great job there, had some good composure. But now here you go. Boom, big body shot. His hand disappeared in his belly. That's some power there.
The belly of the beast.
Yeah, nice shot.
Red, final round. Back to your corner. You ready? Blue, you ready? Let's go, gentlemen.
Third and final round. What have you liked the most, Fight Professor, out of Daniel Cormier's performance thus far?
I like his versatility. He pretty much kickboxed the early part of the first round, got that round in the bag 10-9, and then, of course, he wrestled and proved his dominance in that position. Went for a couple of submissions, didn't get him, moved out of them, and controlled the round.
How do you have it after 2 rounds?
I've got it 20-18, 2 rounds to 0 for Daniel Cormier.
Coach, you've been in the corner of many champions. What does Devin Cole have to do here, knowing perhaps that he is down by 2 rounds? I mean,
he's got to go for a KO. Got to go for a KO here. He's got to win by knockout. He's definitely down 2018, as Steven said.
So this is where you begin to take those chances then, right?
You just start letting leather fly, get into a low stance, avoid the takedown attempts by Cormier, and let it happen.
Pretty much doing it. And Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. Just throw.
Push your weight. Push your weight, Devin.
Cormier's got some sneaky little uppercuts. He just hooks the head real quick, boom, pops him in there. Very, very good technique on that.
Working the over-under now, the 50-50 position along the fence.
You mentioned technique, Pat. I would have to say that Cormier has really become a technician in every aspect of the game.
Yeah, he's very smooth this early in the career.
And this is uncharted waters for Cormier. The first time he's been in the 3rd round does not look the worse for wear whatsoever.
No, I think that has a lot to do with, one, obviously he's a superior athlete, but his composure. You look at him the whole time, his facial expression really never changes.
Great poker face.
Cole felt it was the 3rd round that was going to be Cormier's undoing.
Stop, I'm
because he said he'd never been this deep, and he wanted to take him here. Let's see if he can capitalize.
Well, referee Greg Fricklin giving Cole an opportunity to pull out a dramatic win, calling for the break.
I think it was a good call by the referee, and if I'm Devin Cole, I'm saying thank you.
And there's that sneaky uppercut you were talking about. Overhand right, left hand just misses from Cormier. Immediately regroups, looking for the shot. Oh, there's a nice job by Cole. Has to watch that knee, though. No knees to the head of a grounded opponent, but Cormier immediately gets his back again with Cole in the turtle position.
Nice little scramble, but when you look at Devin Cole's a very good wrestler, make no mistake. It was a scramble. The Olympic level wrestler comes out on top in that
And
scramble.
really, at this stage of his career, Devin Cole, a perfect opponent for Daniel Cormier. capitulation. Sure, he's losing, but he's not capitulating, giving Cormier an opportunity to showcase his evolution.
Absolutely, but at the same time, if I'm Cormier, I want to put this guy away. And Cole's not going
Cole. That's it,
yeah.
exactly. We've seen him eat a couple of nasty shots early on.
Cole's definitely resilient, the taller man, yet, ironically, he's the lighter man in this fight. And I think that that's been the big thing. I think that Cormier is using his weight to good avail against Cole.
There's a collar tie by Cole, but the body shot from Cormier, and they really are just some dirty boxing, very close quarters, just grinding away here with 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the final round.
I think one of the keys for Cormier would be get some distance, throw that low kick, because Cole had no block for that thing. And if he can crack him a couple more times, this fight would be a different situation standing.
Yeah, Cole looks a little fatigued. I think the power of Cormier has worn him out.
Right low kick right now, because keeping this distance like this, he's only going to be able to hook and uppercut his way into the clinch. But Devin Cole, you should stay on the outside.
And there's been talk that, you know, Cole at 239 pounds, he says that he probably could make it to light heavyweight. And, you know, noticing right now another takedown by Cormier, and they may have sealed the deal here with 1 minute 9 seconds left. But, you know, Cole may be able to be a force at 205 if he can get down there.
Yeah, I mean, he's fought a lot of really big heavyweights and done very well. I think he should be at 205, and honestly, I think Cormier could make 205 and would wreck people at 205.
Really? 249 pounds, 31 years old?
Yeah, but he'll admit to you, he doesn't even desire to diet at all. That kid likes to eat and train. He wants to focus on technique, not cutting weight.
Well, he's a happy fighter now. Maybe at 205 he wouldn't be so happy.
And you know, you talk about resilience. Daniel Cormier has had a lifetime and then some of tragedy, losing a baby daughter in a car accident, losing his father as a child, and it's just been amazing that how well put together, how amazing this guy is as a human being, first and foremost, putting all of that motivation and inspiration into this mixed martial arts career, and looking very good here as he is cruising to what should be a unanimous decision win, unless he's able to stop Cole here in the final 10 seconds.
Gentlemen, fighting with urgency. That's what he said.
For the first time in his career, Cormier's forced to go the distance.
Cole did a good job, but here's Cormier shooting. He shot from too far out, didn't set it up enough with his takedowns. Luckily, Cole missed that knee because that was an illegal knee. Technically, could have ended the fight there and lost. And then here's the punches in the clinch, something that Cormier is doing really well. He's transitioning, tying up, changing levels, throwing uppercuts, grabbing the head, throwing another uppercut. Beautiful stuff. And then here, finally, the inside trip works for him. Good timing on it, further, far enough away from the cage where Devin didn't fall against the cage and save himself. Nice way to finish the fight for Cormier.
And Devin did a lot, but he was always a little bit short in all the exchanges.
Yeah, I mean, Cormier is just a quick guy. He has good head movement, slides inside of the reach of Cole, and did a beautiful job. Great fight for him.
As well as I wanted to. You did a good job, though. You did a good job. Tough guy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecard where all three judges cage side scored the bout 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Daniel Cormier.
Daniel Cormier improving to 7-0. Congratulations, Daniel. The first time that you've gone the distance, and really you talk about your evolution as a fighter. You said you were ready for a challenge. Devin Cole gave it to you tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, man, he did an incredible job. He fought well, fought hard. He can take a shot. I landed some pretty decent shots on him, and a little disappointed, but...
Why is that? Because at the broadcast table, Pat Miletich, Stephen Quadras, and myself continue to really rave about your evolution as a fighter, yet I can see it on your face. Why are you disappointed with the win?
I don't think we expect a performance like that at AKA and my coaches, so I feel like I kind of let him down, but I appreciate it. You know, I appreciate the opportunity from Strikeforce and Devin for taking the fight.
What's next for you, do you think? What's the next step?
I mean, I want to continue to improve and move up the ladder. Obviously, that's up to Scott Coker and the rest of the guys at Showtime. So